wears a beanie and crossed rifles over his back. The timer reaches 0. Text, 1991. On a CRT screen, George Bush sits in the Oval Office.
Good evening. The Soviet Union is no more. Despite a potential for instability and chaos, these events clearly serve our national interest.
An M1A1 Abrams fires its main gun.
Global conflict.
A statue of Hussein topples. Text, in-game footage and cinematics. Activision presents. Text, CIA black site. Lights illuminate a warehouse.
Something big.
Title, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
Adler dons aviators. Squads assault a complex while Hussein's statue looms above them all.
The agency is compromised. We're being hunted from the inside.
The player catches Adler's hand as he falls down an elevator shaft. In a grand palace, 2 men trigger explosives.
Trust me, Marshal. But it might be better if you do.
Hey! It's something you should see.
What the hell are we getting into?
Biohazard symbols flash before an animate mannequin.
Don't trust anyone.
An armored operative spools up a minigun. A Black Hawk flies with its gunner doors open. Gameplay, first-person shooter. Text, the truth lies. Explosions rock an office building.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
A man kickstarts a dirt bike with the American flag painted on its sides. He steers out of a building, down a red carpet, then vaults over police cars. The player dangles on a belay line from a helicopter. They collide with a crane, tumble off a building, then fall into its open side door. Title, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6.
May God continue to bless the United States of America.
Text, Phil Spencer, CEO.
You just got a first look at the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
He grins.
Set in the 1990s after the Cold War ends, where the truth isn't what it seems. It's an honor to stand here representing the creative teams at Activision. And please stay tuned after the showcase, where we will take you inside the studios to hear directly from Treyarch and Raven, who are working on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. You'll get a 25-minute deep dive into the story and a sneak peek at multiplayer and zombies.
Players sit side by side.
It's been 10 years since Call of Duty has been in our show. It's been even longer since all Call of Duty players got the same game at the same time. Going forward, everyone will experience the game, including the Black Ops 6 beta, the season expansions, and the updates at launch. There are currently over 100 million people who play Call of Duty every month. We hope to grow that community by making Black Ops 6 the first Call of Duty game that will be available in Game Pass day one. So no matter where you choose to play, everyone is welcome to experience Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on October 25th.
The Xbox logo appears.
I'm incredibly excited for today's show. I'm standing here thinking about all the passion that has gone in to making this show what it is. It's an honor to share the latest efforts from our partners around the world and from our own creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studios, who are doing what I believe is some of their best work ever.
Phil clasps his hands.
And now I get to introduce something that is special to me. As someone who has played games for as long as I have, it's amazing that I get to set up this world premiere. So thank you all for joining us, and please enjoy the show.
World premiere.
Text, Bethesda presents. Orange embers swirl in darkness. Chipped gold text appears. Before he became a hero, he was the superweapon of gods and kings. Past dark, foggy mountains, a seaside castle burns. A pentagram burns in the night sky. Text, in-game footage. Automated turrets fire blue bolts skyward. An Urdak platform hovers in the clouds. In a large chamber, the Doomslayer stands ready. A spherical door bearing a Maker rune parts open. An automaton arm extends an ornate super shotgun. Behind another door, a thick round shield has the mark of the Doomslayer painted in red. The Slayer takes up his shotgun and shield. The Urdak platform fires a red-hot beam which strikes the ground. Clad in a long fur cloak and spiked armor, the Slayer rises from its crater. The Slayer fires at Mancubi on the battlefield. He pulls out a new weapon, which loads skulls into rotating blades, firing out chunks of bone. He pulls a cord on his shield, spooling up chainsaw blades around its edge. He then blocks incoming laser fire from an arachnotron. Gameplay, first-person shooter. Heavy doors part open to reveal a destroyed courtyard. The Slayer leaps into the air, then slams the ground with his shield. With a pulse of green light, the Slayer parries a blow from a Hell Knight. He annihilates it with his super shotgun. The Slayer operates control yokes, and a green armored tyrant releases from a hanging frame. A four-legged beast sprouts holographic wings, and the Slayer soars past castle spires on its back. Title: Doom, The Dark Ages. The flying beast breathes a jet of flame down a tyrant's maw. Text: coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Play it day one with Game Pass. Text: Xbox Game Studios presents in-game footage and cinematics. A green dinosaur toy dangles from a backpack keychain. The white man wearing it sneaks in a crouch.
Who did you love?
He unslings a serrated blade and advances on a zombie. Logo for Undead Labs. Daylight breaks over a lush forest. Through rolling hills, a car drives down a winding road.
It's too late to ask now. We all knew the risks when we ventured out beyond the gates.
A fleeing Asian woman fires a rifle at a zombie.
But you helped us make something greater than the fear and death that surrounded us.
The white man with the serrated blade hacks at the zombie. The speeding car doors another.
In each other.
Help! I'm surrounded. They're everywhere. There's way more than I was expecting.
The car pulls a U-turn.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would be worth it.
The riflewoman retreats atop a wrecked car.
It would always be worth it.
The swordsman and a woman with a shotgun vault a nearby chain-link fence. Together, they pick apart the smattering of zombies advancing on the riflewoman. Gameplay, third-person shooter.
And that helped us find the courage to keep going. To fight on.
A screamer zombie inhales, filling its exposed, glowing lungs. The riflewoman headshots it.
When we needed it the most.
The swordsman yanks a zombie away from the shotgunner's back, but then falls to three others who mob him. His hand reaches up for their swarming mass. The shotgunner fires a sidearm at his attackers, but he falls limp in a pool of blood.
I didn't know you well.
The dinosaur toy lies beside him. Nearby, the driver careens through several zombies.
But we'll keep your memory alive.
The shotgunner and riflewoman scramble into the driver's car. He peels out into the night as zombies bounce off his hood.
Every sacrifice we make matters. And will never be forgotten.
She looks down at the green dinosaur toy clutched in her hand. The car halts on a bridge infested with growths. Several zombies are silhouetted against a sickly red glow, including a massive juggernaut who shambles forward. Daylight. The toy dangles from an altar.
No one is forgotten.
Dozens of photos, trinkets, and a pride flag adorn the altar.
We live on.
A logo appears of an eagle clutching a hatchet. It dissolves like dust into a title. State of Decay 3. Text. Play it day one with Game Pass. Text, Electronic Arts, BioWare, in-engine footage. In a tavern, hooded and veiled figures wielding curved swords advance on a bearded man and young woman. The man fires a double-pronged crossbow.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
Text over the woman, Harding, the scout.
What are you thinking?
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
In an alley, a woman casts ice magic. Text, Neve, the detective.
Someone to bring a little darkness to the
A
daylight.
man snaps someone's neck. Text, Lucanus, the mage killer. In a forest, a woman leaps from a portal.
We're going into the Fade, aren't we?
Balara, the veil jumper.
And digging up a lot of buried secrets.
An old man animates skeletons. Text, Emmerich, the necromancer.
What about Darkspawn?
Yeah. Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
A swordsman parries several monsters. Text, Davrin, the warden.
You know there will be dragons.
Right.
A horned warrior faces down a fire-breathing dragon.
We'll need someone with fire in their blood.
Text, Tash, the dragon hunter.
One more thing. This crew needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on.
In the tavern, Harding watches a hooded figure drop a chandelier onto the attacking swordsman. She smirks.
But where are we gonna find her?
Harding nudges the crossbowman. They both smirk, looking at the hooded figure where they stand victorious. Text, Together, defy the gods. In a courtyard, the team cuts down monstrosities. Davrin holds up his shield. A dragon spreads its massive wings over stone ruins. Title, Dragon Age, The Veil Guard, coming fall 2024 to Xbox Series X and S and PC. Text, Bethesda presents. White text appears. We chase dreams and embrace shadows. Anatoly, France. The text glitches and disappears. A starship glides toward an orbital station.
We have received a distress call of unknown origin.
Light shines through its panels. Text, in-game footage.
There is no record of a star station in this orbit. Something is not right.
A roller door opens. Debris and spacesuits float listlessly in a long hallway. Glowing growths coil along the walls.
This is the Serpent's Will.
A translucent figure clutches its head. A woman offers a mandible. The gravity reactivates. A spectral scorpion charges.
It wasn't a thing. You need to run.
A spacefarer sprints as warning lights flash. Logo of a gear wheel within a white circle. Bethesda Game Studios. Jagged rocks float around the black tower.
Hold very still and choose your words carefully. They will determine how long you live.
A person kneels to a specter.
You trespass in the home of House Maroon. Your fate will be decided by the Great Serpent.
Can you feel its embrace encircling your heart? Constricting until there is no more you. Only us.
Over a jagged planet, a dim sun streaks through the pink sky. Model A robots step out from their pods. Braziers illuminate an altar. An aperture opens. A winged creature flaps past pink lightning. People in lab coats lie inert. The spacefarer glides through floating rocks, firing a minigun. They stand in a chamber filled with hundreds of human-sized pods. Title, Starfield, Shattered Space. Text, coming 2024, and new content coming tonight.
I'm from the Trackers Alliance. We have a proposal for you.
Text, new locations, new gear, new bounties. The spacefarer wields a particle beam weapon paneled in industrial orange.
Wish you the best of luck.
Text, plus new custom content from Bethesda Game Studios and community creators. The player loads decor options and a plushie set. Text, new update available tonight, plus more. Cards appear for The Vulture, Creations, and Creation Kit. Title: Starfield Shattered Space, coming 2024 to Xbox Series X and S and PC. Text: Bethesda presents. In black and white, a presenter wears a suit and tie with a Pip-Boy on his left forearm.
Vaultathon 76 is sponsored in part by Sugar Bombs Breakfast Cereal. Bombs away. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're coming to you live in the 10th consecutive hour of our Vaultathon 76 drive. We've got operators standing by and, oh, it looks like we've got one.
Harry's on from Skyline Valley. He's sending the whole family to Vault 76.
How about that? Skyline Valley, beautiful country, right in the heart of Shenandoah.
In color, a battered sign reads, "Welcome to Shenandoah National Park." Text: in-game footage, Appalachia's first ever map expansion.
Call now to join Harry and the over 17 million Vault dwellers already on board. And let's keep those numbers climbing.
Got 4 on the line from AVR Medical Center.
Vault 76 is a growing community, and strong community can weather any storm. Why, just take a look at our Skyline Valley neighbors in Vault 63.
A ghoul wears a lab coat and Pip-Boy.
The greatest scientific minds are hard at work, cooking up shocking new ways to protect and preserve this Appalachian Eden. Yes, Skyline Valley is a stunning portrait of Mother Nature in repose. From the picturesque Shenandoah National Park to its majestic wildlife and friendly local residents, Skyline Valley is a welcome home to all. And don't forget to bring home a souvenir or two.
A high-caliber gun.
When the bombs started dropping, don't come a-knocking. Call now to reserve your place in Vault 76.
1-844-VAULT-LIFE.
Still not sold? Well, I suppose having skin's not for everyone. Best of luck out there.
Text: play as a ghoul, early 2025. Title: Fallout 76, Skyline Valley. Coming June 12th, 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox, and PC.
World premiere.
Stony black growths jut up through Parisian monuments, including the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe. On a distant tower, the number 34 glows yellow. Text: a game by Sandfall Interactive, published by Kepler Interactive.
Soon she'll wake and paint again.
A silver-haired woman rises.
Paint a new number, ticking down every year.
The 34 turns to 33. Another woman cries.
One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness.
She dissolves into dust, along with several others.
Every year she paints again. And every year, an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again.
Dozens of people stand together, uniformed in black and gold.
We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
The expeditioners journey through brightly colored wilderness. They duel a masked and robed figure. Gameplay: turn-based melee. They slash with precise, quick-time events. The player reacts swiftly to a muscle-bound monster. Text: Mael performs a counter. Dozens of dead expeditioners are piled in mud. 4 expeditioners fight a dueliste and Burgeon. Mael counters the dueliste.
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right? We are Expedition 33.
Title: Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text: play it day 1 with Game Pass. Text: Xbox Game Studios presents. The sun hangs low over a lush swamp. A beaver paddles past.
Do you think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your mom's anything like you here, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so. It's just hard to believe this is all really happening.
You mean to tell me your mama never told you stories about critters and weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
A black woman with long pigtail braids rides a giant catfish whose whispers twitch when he speaks.
That's two-toed Tom. Big gator. I gotta drop you off fast.
After I got you out of that tree, you said you helped me find my mama.
I ain't of a disposition to be gator snacks.
Well, me neither.
If we're gonna go on, we gotta get ready here.
I'm all ears.
There's a church up a ways with a big bell. Go on and ring it.
You want to make him come running?
Tom can't abide the sound of bell. Some church folks once tried to dynamite him, and he didn't take that too kind. If you ring that bell, he might skedaddle.
You better not skedaddle.
Go on now, scoot. I'll pick you up yonder after to go find your mom.
The woman hops to the shore as the catfish swims off.
Trifling ass mudcat.
Hey, I heard that.
The woman jogs along a trail. Gameplay, third-person exploration.
Gotta move quickly now.
A jackrabbit bounds ahead of her, past still willow trees and bright ferns. Several crows take wing as the ground shakes.
Wait, that floating island is the gator?
A massive silhouette moves along the horizon. With a left trigger prompt, the woman uses a rope sling to vault to a nearby dock. She peers around as roots block her exit.
Oh, hell no.
Twisting black roots converge into a legless monster. It beats its smaller arm against its glowing red chest. The woman slashes with small dual weapons. The creature's health bar and chest change from red to yellow. Gameplay, third-person melee with target lock. The creature slams the ground, and the woman fails to dodge all of its attacks. She returns to slashing on the offensive. After a charged attack, she performs a finisher with a prompt.
All right, time to find that church.
The creature dissolves into swirling blue light, which coalesces into a smattering of wildflowers. The twisting roots around the arena disappear. The woman double jumps off a ledge, then briefly glides down on a spectral hang glider.
There it is. Now to get over there.
She hops up, glides, and a spectral wind carries her across a short stretch of water. Several ravens glide alongside her, dipping in and out of the breeze. Ahead lies a crumbling church steeple.
Hazel, hurry up!
The woman, Hazel, sprints toward the church. She rope darts up to the church roof, then scales the side of the steeple to reach the bell tower. She pulls a rope. The island of several trees cuts through the water and turns around. Two-toed Tom serpentines directly toward the church tower.
What the hell?
Hurry up! Jump!
Hazel slides down the shingles of the church roof and leaps just as Tom rears his ugly head. Hazel flees the pudgy gator's snapping maw, scrambling back to the catfish.
A boat and a church.
Title, South of Midnight. Coming 2025 to Game Pass and Xbox Series X and S and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. Text, Blizzard presents. In a swirling void, a hazy orange light pulses. Text, cinematics.
In darkness, she slumbers and dreams.
In a snowstorm, a dwarf squeezes his eyes shut, then leads his bear onward.
And for countless generations, mortal heroes have risen to defend her.
Various races take up arms.
They faced monsters,
Gul'dan spreads his wings.
tyrants,
The Lich King.
and beasts of primordial horror.
Deathwing the Destroyer parts his mighty jaws. The hazy light pulsates.
Though they fought amongst themselves,
An orc attacks a human.
their enmity following them to the most distant shores. And even across time.
A warrior emerges from the sea.
And space. Their courage never faltered. Even upon the very threshold of death.
Sylvanas breaks apart the Lich King's helm. The night sky cracks, then shatters into a swirling orange void.
While new hope blooms on the horizon, the final battle draws near.
The orange light swirls with blue, glowing like a fiery sun as smoke swirls around it.
Now, in the darkness,
the dwarf has glowing eyes.
At the very heart of the world, the drums of war thunder once again.
A human black woman with no left arm steps forward, clad in regal white and gold.
And Azeroth, at last, awakens.
Smoke closes in on the orange light.
The world's soul, so long denied me, shall be mine.
A night elf woman has rune-like scarification on her cheeks. Her lip curls into a half smile. Along the dark side of Azeroth, fiery red crevasses appear, slicing through land and ocean alike. Title: World of Warcraft: The War Within. The Darkness Calls. Coming August 26th, 2024 to PC. In a cloudy night, a cargo plane streaks through the sky. Text: Konami Digital Entertainment presents.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
A white man dons a gas mask. Text: In-game footage.
Your codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
Snake draws a sidearm.
The clock is ticking. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's specialty. In other words, weapons and equipment to procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
He sneaks through forests.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
From the cargo plane, Snake drops toward the clouds. In various camouflage fatigues, he performs melee takedowns on Soviet soldiers.
Freeze.
He holds one at knife point.
Speak.
Now shirtless with a bandana around his forehead, Snake fires a machine gun at enemy soldiers. From the back of the vehicle, he fires a bazooka at pursuing motorcycles with sidecars. He counters a soldier in hand-to-hand combat, then holds him at knife point while aiming a sidearm at others. They freeze. On a suspension bridge, an austere woman emerges from fog. Title: Metal Gear Solid Delta: Snake Eater. Tactical espionage action.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Snake aims a silenced pistol and advances forward. Logo for Konami Digital Entertainment. Text: Xbox Game Studios presents. In a lava-filled cavern, candles surround a sarcophagus. Text: In-game footage. A skeleton in a tri-cornered hat smashes open the sarcophagus. Text: An evil awakens. A new world event unleashed. The skeleton gazes into a crystal ball. Inside, a ship with massive jaws for a figurehead cuts through the sea. Text: The ultimate weapon is yours to control. In another ship below decks, two pirates smile at a statue of the skeleton as its eyes begin to glow. Text: Become a villain. Sail the most powerful warship. The ship with the jaw figurehead fires its cannons. Its red sails flutter in the wind. With the pull of a lever, a jet of flame bursts from the ship's jaws. Title, Sea of Thieves, Season 13. A new update coming July 25th to Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. Fiery projectiles streak over a muddy battlefield. Text, A44 Games, Kepler Interactive. A man fires a flintlock pistol. Text, in-game footage and cinematics.
As long as U is free, your world is in mortal peril.
And how is it that you know all of this?
Because I am a god too.
A feathered fox hovers.
If you're a god, you're one of them. Why would I do anything to help someone I've sworn to kill?
If it's vengeance you want, I'll give it to you.
A black woman wielding a sword and hatchet directs the fox creature into battle. Gameplay, third-person hack and slash. In a variety of outfits, she hacks at desiccated monsters with the axe, fires a flintlock pistol, and unleashes a blast from a blunderbuss. The woman and fox twirl into a single entity as they leap off a building, merging when they reach a purple triangle hovering in midair. They platform across a snowy canyon. Their powers combine with purple magic, imbuing the woman's weapons with energy as she strikes. Text, from the makers of Ashen comes an explosive Soul's Light. Purple lightning explodes from the woman's hatchet as she double jumps upward, then strikes the ground.
Come on then! Fight me and die!
Text, kill all gods. Title, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Text, coming July 18th, 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. Text, Xbox Game Studios presents. Gods of various pantheons appear in the stars. Text, in-game footage and cinematics.
Return to you now as the gods of mankind.
An army marches with siege weapons.
O que eu tô rindo? É que apareceu um Live Pix aqui, só que sem o áudio, né?
Lightning strikes the earth.
Command beastly chaos.
A dragon breathes fire.
Rain down destruction.
Meteors strike a village.
And unleash
destruction.
Meteors strike a village.
And unleash our fury.
An earthquake strikes a pyramid.
Worship me. Claim my power. And legend will be yours.
A stone golem throws a warrior. A bipedal Cerberus snarls. Gods appear in a starry sky, including Horus, Loki, Poseidon, Odin, and Zeus. Title, Age of Mythology Retold. Text, coming September 4th, 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Play it day one with Game Pass. Text, Xbox Game Studios presents. A jet cuts through a dust storm. Text, in-game footage and cinematics.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device. Stop Carrington's attack at all costs. Good luck, Agent.
An operative in a full-face helmet drops from the plane.
I always knew I had an instinct.
She extends her arms, gliding on a wingsuit.
I could see the world differently. I thought it would be like any other mission.
She lands gently in a pristine courtyard and removes her helmet.
I was wrong.
Her copper hair contrasts her pale skin.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
Logos for the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
Gameplay, first-person exploration.
Generating voice print.
It's done.
She points a scanner at a security guard. Later, she holds it up to a keypad. It unlocks a gate. She makes her way through an alley lined with flower beds on windowsills above.
We're getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm? I'm looking at the screen right now.
The operative sneaks past more security guards into a dense crop of buildings with bright masonry.
Our intel places Carrington on the 2nd floor.
She vaults up to a vertical pipe and scales it.
And the life we think we know turns out to be a lie. There's only one way forward. Find the truth.
She free runs between several buildings, then draws a sidearm.
Scan's clear. I'm going in blind.
Carrington!
Damn it!
Alarms flash as she sprints inside.
Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
She arrives at a computer server, and her view glitches.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Red highlighted enemies toss a grenade in.
I could use someone with your skills.
With swift strikes, Agent Dark incapacitates an armored enemy. She aims her sidearm at a second and fires a small projectile which electrocutes him. Out on the street, time slows as Dark slides in a crouch. She pulses her HUD to reveal highlighted enemies through walls and smoke, then fires at each of them.
I had to lose everything before I could see.
She counters an attacker in melee, headshots 2 others, then knocks out the first.
Is really hiding.
Her view glitches to people in biohazard suits exploring caverns.
I hope you're ready, Agent Dark.
Are you all seeing this?
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
Light from a hovering sphere floods the cavern. Title: Perfect Dark. Text: Play it day 1 with Game Pass. On a small stage, Matt Booty, President, Game Content and Studios.
Agent Joanna Dark is caught in the middle of a near-future war over advanced technology that threatens the lives of millions. We hope you enjoyed the first look at gameplay, and we can't wait to share more from the developers at The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics as the game progresses. The creativity and talent of game creators are what make our industry unique, and I'm incredibly proud of our games and our teams. They are building a diverse lineup of titles, which includes new installments in beloved franchises like Doom, The Dark Ages from id Software, updates and expansions to our ongoing games like World of Warcraft, The War Within from Blizzard, handcrafted original concepts like South of Midnight from Compulsion Games, and blockbuster games with massive audiences like Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision. On behalf of our creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, King, and Xbox Game Studios, we thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to getting their ambitious games in your hands.
The Xbox logo.
Diablo is one of the most enduring and beloved series in all of gaming. We're thrilled to have Diablo 4 in Game Pass, where millions of you made it your favorite way to play. This October, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expands the demon slaying experience with an all-new character class, a new region, and of course, the next chapter in the acclaimed story. Here is the opening cinematic for the game. Let's take a look.
Text: Blizzard presents. Text: The following trailer contains graphic content and may be disturbing to some viewers. Blizzard Entertainment presents. Through still waters, a small canoe paddles. A woman kneels in its front, trembling. An inky substance coats the water's surface, stirring as the canoe passes. The woman clutches a blue stone in her blackened hand.
Boy, young one, are you all right?
cracks form in the stone.
Nirel? Oh, you're not well. Please, 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 my child, let me help you.
Stay away from me! Nirel! Is that how I raised you?
The stone hovers before the woman Nerel.
But I must carry this burden alone. I must get to Akarat's tomb.
But look at you. You're killing yourself.
I don't know how much longer I can...
I'm here, little magpie.
In place of the stone, an old woman strokes Nerel's cheek.
You so much.
I'm so proud of you. But now, I need you to give up.
No. Of course it's you! You monster!
The old woman blackens with rot.
Let go. No.
She holds fast.
Made a choice. And I warned you, little magpie. There would be consequences.
Fleshy tendrils string Nerel up by her limbs. They pull apart her arm, bisecting it to expose webs of blood vessels. All around her is a canyon of flesh, covered in throbbing pustules.
Surrender.
No! I control the stone!
You hold the stone. You control nothing.
The fleshy canyon is the chest of a giant, horned figure. Nerel finds herself back in the canoe. She looks down at her intact hands. On the floor of the canoe lies the blue stone in a bed of veiny growths.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I could use some help.
She looks back to her companion. His body is frozen, twisted in agony, with black tendrils protruding from his ribcage. His mouth is stretched wide in an unmoving scream. Nerel's brow furrows and her lips tremble. She turns away. The paddle dips into the inky waters. Dead fish float to the surface as Nerel paddles toward an overgrown stone gate, nestled into a narrow point of the canyon. A title appears in tarnished silver and sickly green. Diablo IV, Vessel of Hatred. Coming October 8th, 2024 to Xbox and PC. Text, Xbox Game Studios presents. Text, Playground Games presents.
Right.
A man in a robe drinks by a fireplace.
So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers.
He gestures to a painting of himself above the mantel, significantly younger and thinner. He tosses a tankard over his shoulder. Text, Humphrey, Albion's greatest hero. Footnote, retired. A pale white woman with ruddy hair walks through a medieval city.
You get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad. For some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really, stays with you.
Humphrey looks down pensively.
I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion.
A younger Humphrey.
Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey?
The ruddy-haired woman steps into the firelight.
She's back.
A title appears in polished gold script. Fable.
I'm going to fix it, this place. And no one is going to stand in my way.
A gloved hand thrusts a staff into the ground and black smoke curls from their fingers. Text, coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass.
World premiere.
In a scuffed metal room, a huge device sparks neon bright colors. A person with a rifle plugs a small console into it. Text, hate rules? Change them.
Use this! Make your own rules!
Text, in-game footage and cinematics. A card appears for World Flip. Gravity inverts in a hallway. A black man with red dreads holds up a Dragon's Breath card before firing a rifle. An Asian woman uses chain reaction, causing her sniper rounds to electrocute 3 grouped enemies. Menus appear, showcasing the Rifleman Broker and characters Nitro and Axon. Attack and defense cards appear, including Death's Embrace. Gameplay, first-person shooter. The Grim Reaper appears behind the player's target and slashes their scythe. Another card, Big Head, doubles the enemy's head sizes for easier headshots. Text, 5v5 rule-changing hero shooter. Title, Frag Punk. Coming 2025 to Xbox and PC.
World premiere.
Logos for Noodle Cake and Pine Creek Games. A tiny mouse clad in a backpack and light clothing pads through pristine white snow on their hind legs.
There is nothing left for me in the city. So, I have traveled back to where I grew up. Here, I found my childhood home in ruins.
Inside a tree stump, she lights a fire in an abandoned fireplace.
Why hasn't my aunt taken good care of it? The bridge to her house is broken, so I can't even ask her.
Now wearing a red beanie with a pom-pom, the mouse arrives at a crumbling wood suspension bridge.
I will make the tree stump a cozy home again, no matter what it takes. And no matter how hard it gets. I will fight.
Gameplay, top-down life sim.
And find meaning and beauty out here.
She crafts woolen trousers.
Some will say that in the dead of winter, a small city mouse doesn't stand a chance. Maybe so.
She fixes the bridge.
I must keep believing that every winter leads to spring. Nancy! Finally!
An owl appears.
No!
It snatches the mouse away from her aunt. Title, Winter Burrow. Coming early 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass.
World premiere.
A teen with short blonde hair dons headphones.
My mixtapes bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
Logo for Annapurna Interactive. Text, in-game footage.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever, when friendships were unbreakable, and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Yes!
What's your name again?
From Beethoven and Dinosaur comes an adventure a lifetime in the making.
Teens skateboard down a road.
Experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland, sneaking out, making out, avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more.
They float off a rooftop.
Hey, can I stand up?
Yeah, little Rockford, go nuts!
In the backseat of a convertible.
Set
Noise complaints.
An austere man glares.
Okay.
The teens look at him passively. Title, Mixtape, coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. Text, play it day 1 with Game Pass. Text, Xbox Game Studios presents. Logo for Asobo Studio. Text, in-game footage. A hazy orange sunrise spills across a desert full of scrub brush. The rounded rocks of huge buttes jut up from the ground. Text, powered by satellite data and Azure AI. Red Bull Air Race. 3 propeller planes covered in logos bank between the buttes. Text, the next generation of Microsoft Flight Simulator. A pilot walks across the tarmac toward her commercial flight on an A330 for KLM Airlines. Yellow sunlight washes across the instrument panel. Passengers board via a jetway. The pilot gazes out of the cockpit as she and her co-pilot take off. Text, pursue your dream of a career in aviation. The propeller plane lands on a savanna. Text, air ambulance. A banner reading, "The sky is not the limit," streams over a coastal city. Text, aerial advertising. A private jet waits outside a ski resort. Text, VIP charter service. A single-occupant helicopter performs crop dusting. Text, agricultural aviation. A freight barge sinks in the ocean. Text, search and rescue. Helicopter cargo transport. A cargo plane lands on an unpaved rainforest airstrip. Text, remote cargo ops. Aerial firefighting. Text, explore our world. A tiny propeller plane lands in a lush mountainous forest. The player dismounts and activates a photo mode to capture its yellow exterior against the wild grasses. They snap a photo of a buck nearby. At night, a blimp floats past the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio. A helicopter lands on a tiny helipad beside a lighthouse. A jet banks under a bridge. 3 helicopters race through a canyon, a desert, and a temperate forest. Brightly colored hot air balloons inflate, then float above a herd of giraffes. A bulbous Edgeley Optica soars through low clouds. At night, smears of green aurora borealis wind across the stars. Text, the sky is calling. Title, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Answer the call. Coming November 19th, 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Play it day 1 with Game Pass. Text, Bethesda presents. Text, in-engine footage. Title, The Elder Scrolls Online, 10 years. An Argonian strolls through tall grasses with his pet. He arrives in a bustling city where other players mill about. Some ride mounts, cast spells, or chat with others. In a tavern, a Bosmer argues with a cowering Khajiit. The Argonian decks the Bosmer, downing him with a single hit. Text, it's about the journey and the friends along the way. Later, the Argonian and Khajiit flee a swipe from a giant. A nearby Altmer woman looses an arrow at the giant, downing it. The trio rescues a robed human man in a cavern. Together, the 4 of them face a dragon as their pets idly lick their paws nearby. The dragon knocks the human man back near the pets. At night, all of them gather around a fire. Text, adventure, unwind, explore, together. As they make their way through snowy mountains, the Khajiit freezes solid. In a city, fireworks burst over a celebration. Together with the human man's summons, the 4 companions take on a massive black dragon. Text, you always have a home in Tamriel. A horde of Daedric enemies materializes on a grassy plain. A crowd of dozens of players charges them, accompanied by a wide variety of mounts and pets. Title, The Elder Scrolls Online. For a limited time, play all DLC free. Try some of our most beloved adventures. Gold Road coming June 18th, 2024 to Xbox and PC.
World premiere.
A hawk flies over a snowy castle.
I swore I'd never use my power again.
Logo for Square Enix. Text, in-game footage and cinematics.
2 nights ago,
A teen girl walks through a path in the woods. Logo for Deck 9.
I found my friend's body in the woods.
The teen, a white girl with short straw hair, stands with a tear running down her cheek. Text, an all-new supernatural murder mystery.
I don't know who I can trust. Or who trusts me. But my friend Safi is dead.
Text, in the award-winning Life is Strange series.
So why can I still hear her voice?
The girl, Max, extends her hand.
Focusing my power, I somehow shifted into a parallel timeline. Here, Safi is still alive. The danger stalks our every step. And only I can investigate both realities.
Hang on. Parallel world?
It's the same as this one, except you're dead. I can still save Safi. If I can solve and prevent the same murder across 2 timelines.
Text, the new Max Caulfield adventure. Title, Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Coming October 29th, 2024 to Xbox Series X and S and PC. Text, Bethesda presents. Logos for Machine Games and Lucasfilm Games. A black-robed priest opens wooden French doors. In a cobwebbed cavern, a hand holds a candlestick.
Are you sure you want to investigate this, Indy?
I can't let this go. It could be the best-kept secret in history.
What are you going to do, Indiana?
Indiana Jones activates a hidden stone door, casting a shadow with his fedora.
These artifacts have a deep connection to something in the past. Boss believes they hold a kind of power.
Jones fistfights.
A discovery that could change the world.
Using his bullwhip, Jones swings onto a zeppelin.
What are you doing out there?
Fresh air!
A woman rolls her eyes.
We have to find the stones, Gina. Or they will.
Jones and Gina sneak past crates.
To draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you'd get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Great Circle.
Exactly.
A path appears on a map.
I intercepted a Morse code coming from the Himalayas.
Where Voss is sending all of his men.
A thick snowstorm obscures a broken suspension bridge. Gameplay, first-person exploration.
Is that a...
Battleship? Yep. Let's get a closer look.
The ship is lodged on a mountain. Inside, icicles dangle from the ceiling.
Gotta find the stone and get off this ship.
What's that in his hands?
A frosty corpse clutches a small tablet.
What does it say?
Earth something.
Jones tugs at it. Silhouettes move outside the windows.
What was that?
We'd better hide.
Jones fails to free the object before a door bashes open. A Nazi soldier enters carrying a submachine gun, but Gina and Jones are nowhere to be seen. The Nazi grabs the tablet. Gina pops out.
Hey, ciao.
Hey!
Jones appears behind the Nazi and punches him. The tablet tumbles near a box of grenades. From outside, a blonde man aims a pistol at them.
Behind your head.
Jones drops a pipe he'd been holding and complies. Gina manages to remain out of sight, sneaking further into the ship. A soldier rifle butts Jones.
Where's the stone, you American rat?
What stone?
Have you ever heard of Höhenangst?
Jones glances around.
Fear of heights?
Yes!
He yanks Jones to his feet and pulls him to a view overlooking a long drop.
And I have it. I endured this dreadful mountain even if my mind was screaming every step of the way. Because of a concept you narrow-minded Americans will never understand!
He yanks Jones away from the precipice. Another soldier rifle butts his stomach.
Devotion. Total and absolute devotion to the fatherland. You have no purpose. What you have is your stupid American cartoons. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Ha 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 ha!
He dances around in exaggerated motions.
And dance, celebrating your own idiocy and drinking the piss you call beer!
Gina sneaks nearby.
I will walk through fire for the devoted men of the Reich. Give me that stone. Now!
Can't give you what I don't have.
I shall search your corpse to make sure!
Gina.
Please wait.
Give me the stone.
Gina walks up and hands it to the blonde man. He looks down to see that it is actually a grenade with the pin pulled. He tosses it. Another soldier attempts to catch it before stumbling over the ledge. The entire ship shifts. Gina glances at Jones.
We gotta get out of here.
Another Nazi falls. The stone tumbles out of Gina's pocket.
The stone!
Jones and the blonde man sprint and dive toward it.
Gina!
Jones tosses it to her. Gina flees and attempts to hide behind a crate. The ship's tilt moves it away. A second crate collides with the soldier pursuing Gina. Nearby, Jones grapples with the blonde Nazi. The sliding crate with the soldier atop it glides between them and falls off the ledge. Jones and the Nazi smirk at one another. Jones decks him, then flings him over the ledge after his compatriot. The entire ship quakes. In various environments, Jones beats up several Nazis. Jones swings on his bullwhip, parries a blow, and headbutts Voss. Gameplay, first-person melee and platforming. A title appears in orange block lettering. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. In a cavern, Jones turns to see a giant spherical boulder hurtling toward him. Text, coming 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. Logo for Amazing Seasun Games. A huge winged mech folds its arms into place. Panels snap around two jet turbines which spool up with white-hot flames. Inside, a pilot taps at a touchscreen. In a menu, the mech changes colors from red to pink and white to muted grays before cycling through dozens of others. The pilot operates joysticks. Over a glossy futuristic city, the sleek mech flies on wings resembling a fighter jet. It pursues a second one. Text, in-game footage and cinematics. The pilot rolls to evade surface-to-air laser fire. Gameplay, third-person flying and shooter. Several more mechs appear, kitted out in a variety of armament, wing configurations, colors, and chassis. Pilots rain down artillery fire from the air, while another blasts through a cement wall on the ground. Laser beams slice through the air. A heavy-set mech glides over the ground with its jets alight. It activates a stationary mode to deploy two high-caliber guns. An airborne mech blurs as it activates a trailing mirror image of itself. On the ground, a slim mech wielding a halberd duels another bearing a glowing shield. Its eyes flash. The panels on its body pop out, rearrange, then converge into a new configuration. It charges back into the fray. Title, Mecha Break, coming to Xbox Series X and S and PC. Beta coming August 2024 to Xbox and PC. In a moonlit pagoda, a bald man kneels in the dark.
You never know you are a monster.
A claw snaps his neck.
Until someone comes to slay you.
His corpse drops into a massive pile.
First signs are really subtle. But over time, it becomes clear. The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity.
A faceless humanoid monster has mottled gray skin and tattered wings. Behind the pile of corpses, a young woman draws her sword and slashes at it. When she leaps in again, the monster bashes her through a wall. She lands outside. She takes up her sword. A soft glow infuses her unarmed hand as the monster lands before her. With precise timing, the swordswoman parries blows and intersperses quick attacks. Gameplay, third-person melee. She duels several monsters wielding flame and poison attacks. She crosses a bridge, stands before a pagoda, and looks at a field of flowers. More twisted beasts raise their heads.
I should know. It runs in my blood.
The swordswoman opens her eyes. Her irises glow a deep magenta. Title appears over red characters. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. Coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. Text, Xbox Game Studios presents. A ship crashes through a stormy sea.
Your Emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
An armored figure wears a metal mask.
He is wrong. The dream scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous rot.
Purple mushrooms pock a man's face.
Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see.
A woman casts spells.
You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how wild.
A bioluminescent cavern.
And become what the living lands truly needs. Its protector.
A skeleton in plate armor swings a greatsword. The player knocks back lizard-like enemies with a burst of light from a leather tome. Gameplay, first-person shooter and melee. They dodge traps, freeze enemies solid, and conjure specters. Text, choose your side. Forge your destiny. Title, Avowed. Coming 2024 to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass.
World premiere.
Logo for Rebellion. Text, in-game footage. In a quaint, white-bricked village, smoke rises from chimneys. Power lines crisscross a nearby forest, and a tavern has a sign reading, Grendel's Head. A rusted helicopter sits in a field. Soldiers patrol a street.
It's not emergency, but disaster.
A signboard by a gazebo reads, Stay informed. Daily briefings here.
The worst seems to be over.
Gameplay, first-person melee. The player wields a paddleboard. A large automaton uses a flamethrower. A makeshift log wall encircles a stone castle. The player checks their revolver ammo, then fires an arrow at a person wearing antler headdress. They sneak through the camp toward the castle. Inside lies an altar with a man strung up among ivy. A desiccated man has a blue glow behind his ribcage. An automaton patrols metal halls. The player sneaks through an abandoned railway tunnel. They arrive at an underground facility bearing a logo with a Bohr atomic model. In the village, blue smoke floats into the sky. A red telephone box overlooks a hillside. Title, Atomfall. Coming 2025 to Game Pass, Xbox, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. In a valley, a torii gate overlooks a village. Cherry blossoms bloom nearby.
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather?
Text, in-game footage and cinematics.
War. Their soldiers killed everyone.
I do not fear our enemy.
A hooded Japanese woman sneaks through grasses.
They talk of peace and dream of war.
She snatches several soldiers into the tall grass. Later, she dashes across an A-frame rooftop. Gameplay, third-person platformer. She lands in the dark village. In a flashback, she slings out her hidden wrist blade.
Our people deserve to be freed of the oppressor's grasp.
She stabs a guard.
This is a lonely path now, eh?
Believe me, there are other ways to heal.
Naue eagle dives off a pagoda. In another building, an African man wears full samurai armor.
So quick to abuse their power, do not deserve to keep it.
He draws his sword and cuts down noticeably shorter opponents.
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke.
The samurai, Yasuke, kneels before a dais. Elsewhere, he dodges a larger opponent.
You can see when two people fit, when they will be better together.
Naue and Yasuke walk side by side.
There is no honor in preying on the weak.
In a bamboo forest, Naue twirls a rope dart, slicing several tall stalks. Yasuke swings a spiked war club.
Together, we will bring justice back to the people.
Bright red blood sprays from a man's throat as Yasuke runs through him. Blech. I'll redo that one. Text, made in Ukraine. The logo for Game World is stamped on a blue bulkhead door which hangs ajar. In first person, a man climbs a rusty ladder. Subtitles for Richter.
Skiff,
glad to see you, buddy. Let's get out of here. Skiff follows Richter down a hallway with decrepit tiles to a rusty bulkhead door. Richter, would you look at that? Outside, bright sunlight falls on a forest and rusted-out cars. Richter, my motherland, so great a land of Cheremosh and Prut. You are my love, my motherland. It's alive. Subtitles for Mugwort, sending you the coordinates. Hurry up. In a decrepit city of decayed wood and broken glass, Skiff aims a sniper rifle with a magnified scope. He shoots a humanoid figure. Gameplay, first-person shooter. Skiff fires a shotgun at mongrel dogs, then explores the city ruins. A strange electrical pulse causes debris to float in midair. Subtitles. Fuck 'em up! Subtitles. Shit, I caught a bullet! Skiff pulls out a blinking green device. Later, he downs a man using a silenced submachine gun. In underground tunnels, a pale humanoid has oversized neck tendons and a distorted face. Skiff dodges pulses of electricity from another floating orb. He counterattacks a bald man in hand-to-hand combat. They wrestle for a knife before Skiff bashes his head against a rusted car. In an underground facility, he adjusts a radio. Subtitles for Huron. You know, it's high time for big opportunities. Above ground, Skiff loads an RPG as a bloated, fleshy monster slams him. Skiff, what's the point of all this sacrifice? All these victims? He guns down a man in a warehouse. Faust, the zone is what you consider it to be. A tornado swirls in the night sky. In a forest, Skiff pulls a knife out of his abdomen. Faust, I've shown you how I see it. Walk your own path, and you will come to perceive the zone in your own way. Title, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Coming September 5th to Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Text, play it day one with Game Pass. On a stage, Sarah Bond, President, Xbox.
We've been honored to partner with GSC Game World, the Ukrainian studio behind Stalker 2. We can't wait for you to experience their game yourselves on September 5th. Today, you've seen amazing games from creators around the world, from both our partners and our own studios, from the biggest blockbusters to original independent games. I hope you enjoy the breadth of titles coming to Xbox. In addition to all these great games, we're introducing a new all-digital Series X and expanding color and storage options across the Series X and S lineup. They'll be coming to select markets this holiday. These new X and S consoles, alongside the many other devices in our Xbox gaming family, offer you more choices. It's our mission to make Xbox the best place for you to play by including the titles from our own studios in Game Pass at launch, by bringing your games into the future with our commitment to game preservation, by pushing the technical boundaries in our future hardware, and empowering you to play your games anywhere you want on Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. This is what defines Xbox today and in the future, and we're hard at work on the next generation. Immediately after Showcase ends, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct begins. We're taking you inside Treyarch and Raven for an extended look at what's next in Black Ops. But before we dive into the Direct, we've saved one more thing.
World premiere.
Text. Xbox Game Studios presents. Text. In-engine footage. Dust and debris lie in a wooden home's interior. A handmade banner along one wall reads, "Welcome home." A TV screen shows a civil emergency message. Through one of the walls, a locust drone tackles a young Marcus Phoenix, a white man with a small soul patch. Marcus loses his grip on his rifle and grapples the drone. As he reaches for the rifle, the drone stomps his wrist. Marcus throws it off, then scrambles for the weapon. The drone grabs his ankle and hurls him into a wall. Marcus is thrown a second time. His hand reaches desperately as the drone advances and finally grips the TV's side. Marcus swings it at the drone's face, knocking it back. He rushes forward and takes up his Lancer, a bladed assault rifle. 2 cog tags dangle from Marcus's neck as the muscle-bound drone manhandles him. His bandana slips off. He meets its gaze as it attempts to push the Lancer blade into his neck. He headbutts it away, then manages to bring the Lancer to bear as the drone charges. The drone collapses, its head reduced to a fleshy stump. Marcus sighs. Broken glass shivers as the floorboards splinter, then collapse. He manages to catch onto a pipe and dangles above a glowing red sinkhole where the floor of the house just was. The pipe breaks. A hand snatches Marcus just in time and pulls him up. Dominic Santiago smiles softly as he hands Marcus his bandana. Marcus ties it over his dark hair. Together, he and Dom look out over a dark city. The lights have begun to die around several red emergence holes nearby. A title appears in red block text with spatters of liquid. Gears of War, E-Day. Text. Play it day 1 with Game Pass. A glitching countdown timer shows 10 seconds remaining. Text. Please stand by. The timer reaches 0. The text redacts. In a desert, a helicopter escorts motorcycles in an assault on a checkpoint. A gate bursts open. A hand places C4. 2 men rappel down an elevator shaft. An explosion sweeps through a canyon. A sniper crouches in a ghillie suit. A hatchet stabs up through a man's jaw. Title: Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct. In the Treyarch studio, model weapons sit on shelves. Mark Gordon, studio head.
Hello, and welcome to Treyarch in Los Angeles, and thanks for joining us today. We're excited to share what we've been working on for the past few years. For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to give ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game. I've been working here for over 20 years, and I can tell you that we have something special on our hands with Black Ops 6. And I know that the team are excited to give you a deep dive into our campaign and global innovations across the entire game.
On a soundstage, motion capture artists perform close quarters combat. A soldier conducts an air assault. A hand holds a clapperboard.
We are rolling.
Carolyn Wong, brand development.
With Black Ops 6, we're taking players to a new but familiar era, the early 90s. In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history, thrusting players into a conspiracy where a shadowy force has infiltrated the highest levels of the US government, branding anyone who resists as traitors and forcing players to go rogue for the first time to fight the very machine that created them.
The player takes down a SWAT officer.
The team has been meticulously crafting every aspect of this game to deliver the fun and attitude players expect from the Black Ops franchise.
Miles Leslie, Associate Creative Director.
Multiplayer is of course here and brings the Black Ops style and provides a playground for the brand new Omni movement system. New way to push beyond your limits and move like an action hero. You'll see a sneak peek of that later today. Round-based zombies is absolutely back and better than ever, and you can be sure it's full of surprises. With that, let's step into the mind-bending campaign experience we've been crafting with our partners at Raven.
A man kickstarts a dirt bike with the American flag painted on its sides. He steers out of a building, down a red carpet, then vaults over police cars.
No turning back now.
A SWAT officer waits in an elevator. The doors open. Title, Campaign. Text, John Zook, Associate Creative Director.
Every Call of Duty player has a favorite campaign mission. When we set out to make Black Ops 6, we were focused on delivering missions so iconic that they stick in your memory long after. We are bringing that action-packed blockbuster feel to every step of the narrative. We are giving you more variety, more dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay, and more options to finish each mission.
We can do this loud or quiet.
Gameplay, first-person shooter.
The game is packed with unexpected moments of Black Ops mystery. It's a high-octane spy thriller where you're never sure who to trust and what's real. And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s. The Soviet Union was crumbling after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War. The US is the only remaining superpower. The Gulf War was dominating headlines everywhere, and there was a growing mistrust in government, reflected everywhere across the music, television, and pop culture of the time. When we talk about the Black Ops timeline, Black Ops 6 comes after the events of the Cold War, but is directly tied to the 1986 flashbacks in Black Ops 2, the aftermath of which has left our heroes in dire circumstances.
A man uses a wheelchair.
Some you should see.
Natalie Boorski, narrative producer.
Black Ops 6 blends the rich and gritty history of previous franchise titles with bold new characters, with veteran Frank Woods as our through line in our story.
The man, Frank Woods, turns his wheelchair.
In this new chapter, we see a different side of Woods following his traumatic injury at the hands of Raul Menendez. He's been pulled from the field as he adjusts to a new role within the CIA, often behind a desk or on the other end of a radio. His protege is Troy Marshall, who's been making a name for himself in the field. Marshall is a reluctant leader driven by a strong moral compass. Marshall and Woods are working with another new face in Black Ops 6, CIA handler Jane Harrow. She's a born leader, fearless and brilliant, and helps manage their relationships within the agency. Woods' ability to operate in the shadows has always been hugely valuable to the CIA, whether they want to admit it or not. And Marshall has the ability to make tough calls in the field, ones that Harrow trusts him to make. But when an operation goes wrong, Woods and Marshall are suspended and ultimately forced to go rogue. They soon realize they have to trust each other to get to the bottom of what's going on.
Marshall enters a dark room.
Without any of their usual resources, they have to build their own team, recruiting two exciting new characters in Felix Newman, a technical genius, and Savati Dumas, a mysterious assassin.
She strikes a guard, who collapses.
With the end of the Cold War, these former enemies have become new allies. And with the sudden return of notorious operative Russell Adler, who'd gone missing for months, a former ally may have become a new enemy.
Will Wells, Director of Art.
For the Black Ops single-player campaign, we prioritized mission variety and unique experiences. Our goal was to offer players a wide variety of mission types, each crafted from the ground up. One moment, you'll be storming a palace. The next, you'll be pulling off a heist at a casino.
Explosives detonate.
We aim to take players all over the world and immerse them in vastly different experiences. Within these missions, we wanted gameplay to unfold in multiple ways, giving players the freedom to navigate through them as they see fit. Where we have different combat styles, we also have conversation opportunities where you can talk, barter, and manipulate your way into different experiences. And we think you'll want to replay levels to see them all.
In a lavish casino, the player aims with a hollow sight past slot machines. They switch to a pump-action shotgun and run across rich gold and blue carpet to blast an opponent with a slug. Developers meet in a conference room. Text, Justin Negrete, lead mission developer.
We are excited to offer a variety of different enemy types in the campaign. The goal was to provide different challenges for the player. So whether they choose to go in guns blazing, or or take a stealthier approach.
Line them up right, you can take them both.
A double headshot.
Nice and quiet.
We've continued to push on what's possible in terms of how our enemy combatants behave. Your enemies will be relentless, constantly seeking to outmaneuver you throughout the levels. But cut off escape routes, push on players' location, and force them to think on their feet. We've created certain missions where we give you a high-level objective and a variety of ways to approach that objective. One mission in particular takes place in a vast desert in Iraq. You and your team are hunting down missile launchers with the SAS. It's one of the largest campaign maps that we've ever created.
Look alive, people!
A Humvee smashes through a makeshift barricade. Further ahead, the player dismounts to take on enemy soldiers in a low cavern. Eric Spray, art director.
You'll find that some of our destinations have a startling contrast in look and feel as well. We have a mission that takes place in an opulent casino in Southern Europe. It's unlike any past mission in Call of Duty. And what the player does in this space is totally unexpected. And another one of our missions we have set in the harsh tundra of northern Russia.
Red signal smoke pocks the snow as the player uses a rifle with an iron sight. Justin.
We are excited to offer an array of brand new equipment, as well as some favorites from the Black Ops universe. RCXD, Tranquilizer Trap, Adrenaline Stem, Homing Knife.
A soldier convulses, frozen in place as electricity arcs over their chest. In the casino, a gloved hand places charges in an air vent. Text, Catherine Anderson, executive producer.
The campaign is grounded within an expanded campaign hub called the Safe House. You might remember we also had that in Black Ops Cold War. But this time, we wanted to think a little bit more broadly about the environment. We chose to have our team's hub located in a more naturalistic setting. So, it's in an abandoned manor by an ocean cliffside. What's most unique is that it used to be a KGB black site, which was operational during the 50s and 60s. This brings a lot of intrigue to the Safe House and will allow players to explore and discover secrets from the past. The team is also bringing back the evidence board, which is still the centerpiece of the Safe House experience, but with brand new upgrades. Players can view the campaign outline, gain deeper insights into missions, and analyze evidence collected throughout missions.
On a mocap stage.
Point on the side, please. Okay.
Capture.
Okay, the attacker comes in. I'll go. 3, 2.
A mocap actor hurls another suspended by a wire.
That was sick. Great. I think we got it.
Title, Omni Movement. Matt Schrantz, Associate Director of Design.
Our goal is to create a more connected experience that keeps players immersed across every single mode. We've pushed ourselves at every corner to innovate and craft the most signature Black Ops experience for our players. Movement has been a consistent area of focus and innovation for Call of Duty. And with Black Ops 6, we're redefining movement across the entire game. For the first time ever, players can sprint in any direction and move like a true Black Ops action hero with an entirely new global system we call
a character model sidesteps.
This unlocks the ability to move like never before and seamlessly chain combat maneuvers like slide, dive, and our enhanced supine prone in full 360 degrees range.
Yale Miller, Senior Director of Production.
From the beginning, we started with, you can't do this thing, why? And then realized people actually move that way. What happens if we get rid of that construct? And then instantly it opened up like, oh, if you can sprint in any direction, then you can dive in any direction, you could slide in any direction, which then led to all the on-the-ground movement and everything else chaining.
A comparison shows a character model turning their view 180 degrees while leaping through the air. Matt.
It's really been something that changes how you think and play the game, whether it's campaign, MP, or zombies. We truly believe that once you experience Omni movement, there's no going back.
The player fires a saw continuously with their right hand and activates a detonator with their left. As a player vaults over obstacles, a counter for button presses appears.
We also have what we're calling intelligent movement, which is a set of features that drastically reduces how many buttons or keys you're pressing to perform various movements. These can be enabled in player options, and they're broken down into 3 categories: Sprint Assist, Mantle Assist, and Crouch Assist. And each of these settings will allow
The counter goes from 6 to 0.
Intelligent movement really started with this idea that we want all players to focus on what they want to do and not how to do it. We want every player, regardless of skill level or input or experience with Call of Duty, to be able to engage with Omni movement and live out their own action hero fantasy in Black Ops.
Player crouch slides sideways while aiming.
We looked at other genres like racing games, where they have these great assist settings that can be turned on and off. Things like traction control or assisted braking. And we really love the idea of taking that thinking and applying it to our own movement options. I don't think this is a one-size-fits-all thing, and I encourage players to play around with combos of these settings to really dial in their preferred setup.
Title: Fidelity.
Hit zones are regions on a character that react when taking damage or dying. In past games, we've only had 4 regions. For Black Ops 6, we've actually increased that to 9 regions, so now we can determine if that enemy was shot in their left leg or right leg, and then we'll play a bespoke death animation depending on that location that they were hit. So world connectivity is this concept that players' movement and reactions are connected to the world based on their choices. A great example that really shines is a global feature we call corner slicing, where as you round a corner or go through a doorway, your weapon's gonna dynamically rotate in the direction that you're rounding that corner. And since it's dynamic, it'll be a bit more dramatic if you're slowly clearing a room, but won't affect you at all if you're barreling full speed around that same corner. We are constantly looking for opportunities to set the bar with movement and animations in Black Ops.
An elevator opens to reveal a heavily armored operative with a minigun. Sunny Han, Associate Art Director.
Our art team is super thrilled to show you the best looking characters that we've done. Through our process of photogrammetry, gear was acquired, scanned, and incorporated onto each of our operatives. For our faces, a dynamic real-time analysis of spontaneous performances was captured and processed to make every emotional, impactful moment true to actual life. We made sure to have special attention to the cuticles and make sure that they don't look like they're just freshly cut. There's dirt in between their nails, the oils on their palms as they're sweaty and running through situations.
Tattered clothing covers zombified flesh.
We're paying attention to every detail.
An array of sidearms are displayed on a shelf. Maxwell Porter, Associate Art Director.
The thing that I'm most excited about is the number of new weapons from the era that we've added, which includes many that are brand new to the franchise. Our heroes are rogue operatives, and they operate outside the normal playbook. That means they're procuring gear by any means necessary, and it allowed us to pull a unique mix of weapons. We made sure to deliver dozens of unique attachments for every gun, and this allows the players to create a weapon to match any playstyle that you can imagine, all while maintaining the feel and tone
A Black Hawk soars over the desert. Mike Chubb, Lead Artist.
In Black Ops 6, we really strive for striking that balance between real and hyper-real, but we want to ground our effects in realism. We find real-world reference so that we can match that motion, the weight, the timing, then riff off of that and create that hyper-real look that everybody has come to know and love from Call of Duty.
A cart with explosives rolls toward enemies. Title: HUD. Text: David Duckworth, UI/UX Director.
The Black Ops 6 user experience is all about focusing players on what they need when they need it, and our in-game HUD is no different. From the mini-map to the ammo widget to in-game notifications, the Black Ops 6 HUD combines some of our best designs in a clean, streamlined
Tiny text dots the screen.
For the first time in Call of Duty, players will be able to change their HUD in dramatic ways to suit their needs. For instance, streamers can choose a layout optimized for their setup, or maybe you want your HUD centered so you don't have to look away. Want to play hardcore anywhere, or finally put the mini-map in the bottom left? Those are options as well. Not only does the HUD give players important status, it connects them to the world and helps them feel rewarded for being awesome. As players track that elusive challenge or target their next level unlock, Black Ops 6 delivers an end-to-end experience from the lobby into combat and back, where player progress and achievement are celebrated in a big way.
A man in a flannel shirt smiles as the camera focuses. Title: Progression. Text: Lawrence Metten, Associate Director, Design.
Early on in Black Ops 6's development, we set a goal to make leveling and XP matter more than ever.
Looking back through the Call of Duty and Black Ops catalog, there's a lot of love, both internally at Treyarch and that we see in our community, for how we used to handle Prestige. Traditional Prestige is back in Call of Duty with Black Ops 6.
Lawrence strides through an open office.
The best from past Call of Duty Prestige systems and are going bigger and more rewarding than ever. Players who reach max player level will have the choice to enter Prestige, start fresh with relocked gear, and go through the leveling journey again. Black Ops 6 will have 10 Prestiges, each with a valuable set of rewards to earn and equip to peacock your status. Players who make it through Prestige 10 aren't done. Instead, they'll graduate into Prestige Master with 1,000 additional levels to climb through and a classified reward to uncover for anyone dedicated enough to make it all the way to the end. The full Prestige system is available on day one in Black Ops 6.
In a burning building, the player shotguns 3 enemies in a row. Title, multiplayer. Matt.
We know how many of our players look forward to multiplayer, and we will be providing a deep dive on it later in the year. For now, here's some insight into our development of Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Our vision since day one has been to craft an approachable and engaging step change of that signature Black Ops multiplayer experience. We focused on supporting 3 core playstyles for launch. Enforcers are the slayers who like to kill and stay on the move. Recon is all about intel and counter-intel play. And strategists are support players who throw their bodies at objectives for the win or focus on taking out enemy score streaks for the team. All of our weapons, gear, and gadgets in multiplayer have been intentionally designed through that lens of supporting these play styles. And of course, it wouldn't be a Black Ops game if you can't relive those action hero moments in theater mode, which we're happy to announce is returning with Black Ops 6. Now, I said we're only getting a taste of MP today, but of course that means you're gonna get some early details on maps.
Brittany Perello, senior producer.
We're happy to announce that we will be launching with 16 all-new MP maps. We've got 12 core 6v6 and 4 strike maps, which can be played as 6v6 or 2v2. What do players like? What do we know that they want? So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps. We've got fast, frenetic experiences, and we have that balance with more medium size, like better for hardcore pacing, to keep the action flowing, but still have meaningful decisions for the player to make. The maps have their own stories, and we have multiplayer taking place after the campaign, after you finish it. So don't want to get into too many spoilers there, but you'll experience some of those locations through the multiplayer lens.
Brittany examines map overviews on a screen. Kevin Drew, Associate Director, Design.
We've covered a lot today, but couldn't leave you without giving you just one more thing.
Zombies with glowing yellow eyes turn and snarl. Four players gaze out at a huge seaside estate crawling with shambling forms. Title, Zombies. Kevin.
Round-based Zombies is back, and we're picking up the Dark Aether storyline where we left it. We're excited to announce that there will be 2 brand new maps available at launch, with a curated mix of fan-favorite features and new elements to discover. For those new to Zombies, it's our unique take on the cooperative horde mode, where every map is packed full of powerful weapons and upgrades, deadly enemies, and tons of secrets to uncover. The legacy of Zombies is incredibly important to Treyarch, and we are so proud of what the mode is bringing to players in Black Ops 6. As you've heard today, the innovations in movement systems will also be coming to Zombies. Plus, there are many additional zombie-specific features, both new and returning. This is going to be a truly epic return for round-based Zombies. Be on the lookout for more intel coming later this year.
Steph interviewed AB. Mark?
Now, we know we only gave you a little taste of multiplayer here today, so make sure to mark your calendars for our worldwide multiplayer reveal event at Call of Duty Next on August 28th. Make sure to stay tuned for details and watch your favorite streamers get hands-on Black Ops 6 so you can be prepped and ready to jump into our MP beta and feel Omni movement for yourself. We'll be sharing so much more about Black Ops 6 in the coming months and look forward to seeing your reactions and your feedback from our open beta coming up this fall and into launch. And it's not just about launch, because the team is already focused on delivering a ton of content in the live seasons, which we'll be sharing more about.
She looks off camera.
Am I allowed to talk about Warzone yet?
No.
Yale Miller, Senior Director of Production.
Our goal on Black Ops 6 was, and still is, to make something that is the best work we've ever done, and frankly, the most fun to play. To do that, we deconstructed all of our gameplay, our systems, and content plans, and repeatedly asked how something could be better. In some cases, that led us to huge innovations like Omni Movement, where we're now allowing players to move how real people and operators move. In other cases, it led us back to some of our classic systems like Prestige, then taking that classic system through the ringer and making updates and improvements. Across our weapons, gear, operators, maps, and more, a huge push has been to hit the highest visual and audio fidelity possible. The campaign tells an all-new Black Ops story where you're forced to go rogue and are being hunted by the teams that trained you. On top of that, the team is really focused on mission and engagement
A
variety.
mocap actor performs a twisting leap.
Multiplayer is a key ingredient in the DNA of Black Ops, and hopefully, in this sneak peek, it was clear that every single part of the MP game loop will be improved and better than ever, from movement, to shooting, to footsteps, to engagement systems, to death. And last but definitely not least, the triumphant return of round-based zombies.
Lightning flashes.
There is so much more to share across all 3 game modes before the game officially launches on October 25th. On behalf of the entire team, we can't wait for you to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Humvees burst through a gate. A player snaps a soldier's neck. Hands grab rifles. The player loads an extended mag. An explosion rocks a canyon. Adler dons his aviator sunglasses. Title: Call of Duty Black Ops 6, October 25th. Text: pre-order the Vault Edition and get the Hunters vs. Hunted Operator Pack, Mastercraft Weapon Collection, the Season 1 Black Cell Bundle, and more. Hot air balloons float past giraffes. Hazel looks up from the catfish's back. An armored man blinks back tears. White deer flee before a portal. The Doomslayer looks up. Survivors vault a chain link fence. Text: new worlds discovered, new stories unlocked, new possibilities imagined. Narel's face contorts in agony. Indiana Jones swings his bullwhip. Agent Dark removes her helmet. Humphrey hands a sword to the adventurer. Players of Tamriel charge. The spacefarer stands on a cliff. A woman in a red beret dissolves into ash. Yasuke swings a war club. A juggernaut shambles forward. A skeleton snatches adventurers. Richter opens a bulkhead door. Marcus and Dom gaze out at glowing red emergence holes. A night elf smirks. A Cerberus leaps into battle. Hazel flees from two-toed Tom. Titles appear for Avowed, Starfield, Age of Mythology, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Flintlock, Sea of Thieves, Diablo 4, Fable, Doom, Winter Burrow, Indiana Jones, Perfect Dark, The Elder Scrolls, Wuchang, Metal Gear Solid, Stalker 2, Fragpunk, Life is Strange, Dragon Age. Mixtape, Mecha Break, Assassin's Creed, South of Midnight, Atomfall, Expedition 33, Fallout 76, Gears of War, State of Decay 3, World of Warcraft, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Text: jump in. The Xbox logo, Microsoft logo.